So, a few months back, February of this year exactly, some guy was talking about this Castle 1412 drag motor. It ended up being a very successful video. A lot of people were super happy about it. 185 likes, 120 plus comments. Well, then last week, this guy did a little video saying that he was switching out his motor to that amazing Castle 1412 to run in the Super Chips race, where he actually ran a 2.01 and 2.03, I believe, last year, which are just crazy to think that those are numbers that I just ran last night. My, how things have changed in the past year. But one thing hasn't changed is that we still like to get fast on Facebook. I'm Chad, this is the Dorky N40RC channel, and let's get fast on Facebook. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. Super glad to have you here. It has been an amazing week of testing and just having fun with friends, going faster, and of course, all of the fun stuff here on Facebook. And Mark Vyne really started it all last week when he said, hey, guess what? I'm not on the R1 team anymore. I'm going to be running their battery. I'm going to be running their ESC, but I'm going to be putting this dog right here into the car. Now, not a big surprise. I mean, I've seen guys like Jeff Zuccarello and Dustin, Frank. I think they run it too. I don't really know what they run, but you know, I saw these guys running up in Maumee and they're running high 80s. 90 miles an hour, 1.7s, 1.6s and everything. And they're running the R1 and this Castle motor combo. And I said it in that video, you know, that the 4-pole stuff was going to be where it was at. And the whole reason is just the actual stator volume of this thing. You know, it's a 540 can, but it's just a larger volume. Got a very unique power curve, totally different than what we have been doing for the past couple of years. And in Mark's video, you know, it's a quick little synopsis that he went through, going over his car and Super Chips, which is going to be running that new body from Shark Body, which is pretty dang cool if you're into that kind of stuff. You know, I'm more of like a import guy. Insert joke here. But yeah, he basically was just talking about how, you know, the same thing that I was saying, you know, he's just got more to back it up, obviously, because he's a champion. He's a fast guy. And it's really good to see him going out, and hopefully he can pull it off. The great thing is, of course, is that Castle has a bounty going on. They are jumping into this thing serious. You can't get these motors anywhere. They even have a scroll down here on their page now. I didn't see this last time. Maybe I just didn't look close enough. But true American muscle, the 6400 1412 and the Mamba Monster X ESC. Of course, I had the Mamba Monster X 8S, which is way bigger, and I was able to get with that combination the fastest time out of my car yet before I switched to the R1 electronics and motor. So, you know, there's definitely something there. I think with the 8S, my problem was it was heavy on top of an even heavier car, and there was only so much I could do. And honestly, there's only so much you can do with the radio and the stuff in the Speedo. And with the R1 electronics, I've learned that like the things that you're able to do inside the Speedo are just as important. We learned that from the DRK days, and we kind of took it for granted with, you know, with Tekin, and I believe with the Castle, that we just kind of set a few things. We changed them a little bit here and there and did a lot of stuff with our radio tuning with the M17 and everything else. But it's a whole different ball game now. And who knows what things are going to look like here in another 2 to 3 months. So I definitely would owe a lot of my success to all of his stuff. I've watched his Desert Hobby videos on the R1, on the M17 over and over. Jeff Zuccarello as well has taught me a lot in this hobby. Two great ambassadors. I would like to see more people be visible out there. You know, that's something that I just love, that we are part of the community here. And I wish I had years and years of knowledge and just not what I'm learning here to provide to you guys like these guys do. So it's just super helpful that they're doing things like that in order to help us go faster. So now we're going to be putting this inside our car as soon as the pinions show up, and we're going to be good. But definitely check out some of Mark's videos and just let him speak to you. Let him speak the truth to you. Now, of course, it's not all fun and games, because people have been posting the rides and stuff and everything, getting ready for Super Chips, on my way to Super Chips, pictures of stuff and everything like that. And, you know, you can't go any further away for, you know, memes, funny stuff, everything else, of course, with on the NOPREPRC Junkies Facebook group. It's definitely the most entertaining Facebook group that there is out there. People obviously have just like a ton of time. This is amazing because this is a scene from Bloodsport. I just absolutely love it. This is when he gives him the, oh, I can't remember what that was. Get Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds. I mean, how many of you guys remember Francis, remember Ogre? I mean, gosh, could you imagine if they tried to make a movie like that now? Just think what was in that movie. Think about that for a second. Would you let your kids go see that one? But besides seeing all that cool stuff, there's just been a lot of like just, oh man, just like trolling posts. There's like one specific guy, this Jason Hayes guy. He's obviously got a lot of time, and I can't believe that people just sit and argue and comment with these people on Facebook. You know, I know a lot of you like this show because you do not like to get on Facebook. Trust me, I don't read through a lot of these comments at all. I just kind of have to scroll through it every once in a while, of course, to provide you with the world that's going on. But the fact that people would take their time out of the day to entertain this guy for talking about people going to lengths to hide gyros in their car. You know, there's no gyro in my car. I don't really know if a gyro is even going to help you in doing what we do. Maybe at a speed run, but I mean, how useful do you guys think a gyro would be in a 1.8 second pool at 80 miles per hour? I don't really know if they can even react that fast, the ones that are built into the RC cars. You know, when I see these speed runs are 10, 15, 20 seconds long. I could be wrong, but you know, whatever. People love to just, you know, have fun and argue. And that really wasn't the only post I think that he put on there. There was just all kinds of weird stuff, but it's just pretty cool, you know, seeing everybody's bodies and the chassis that they're trying to run and stuff at Super Chips. It's going to be just an awesome race. Like last year, the surface is like a brushed concrete, I believe, and it was just the fastest times that we had seen. And you know, it's just, I was pretty much saying this to myself and my buddies last night, that we would have died to get the times that we got last night. And now they're just every time like 1.9, 1.95, whatever on GNSS, you know, not a big deal. But, you know, last year we would have been like the champs of everything if we were pulling those kind of times. R1 did release a couple full chassis kits for $950, and I know some people were talking about, wow, that's a lot of money. And, you know, when you sit and take a look at a full built chassis, you know, most chassis kits, like my 5-star, for example, the base kit's $400. The B6 kit at the time was like $350. And then, you know, you start adding on a few parts, you're already there. So I think for $950, you know, that's not a super bad price for what you're getting. I understand there is a lot of like prototype parts, 3D printed parts and stuff. You know, I would definitely consider that for a new or a second chassis if I was disappointed in mine and maybe it had a little bit more injection molds. But, you know, that's the problem, is that these companies are always putting out stuff. You know, I talk about, hey, talk about 5-star, you know, they haven't even released their second kit yet. And they're still already working on their third, the Fury we talked about last week, that has the dual servos in the front and everything like that. So just amazing what is going on right now. So that's, at least that's one place that we're getting innovation and everything. So people throwing out the old Novak, saying, you know, since Castle's back in the game, how about Novak? Prototype motor coming to Super Chips. Then here's our boy Jason again. True Outlaws don't have rules. You know, another 77, 78 comments on stuff. It's just like, again, it's like, man, no wonder people, I don't know. No wonder people don't use Facebook, right? So speaking of 5-star, I like this post here on the actual Street Sweeper group that somebody put on there. And this is a picture of some pictures of their actual breakout car, which is pretty much like mine. It's a, you know, what would be called a version 2 now. But it obviously still has a lot of different mods. The biggest mod right off the bat is going to be the massive max amps battery that's on there. I believe this is the 10P version, the 10500. I think that's what that is. You you know, huge Velcro strap on there. Looking at this, besides the speedo and the motor, you know, the only difference between really this car and my car is the fact that they do have the lower short rear shock tower, and they have switched out to like some smaller shocks on there instead of using the buggy stuff. Still looks like they're using all of the B6 stuff up front here, but yeah, I'm all about it, man. I used that single wheelie bar just like that right there. Pretty cool place to mount the GNSS. Never thought about that. I like that. So it's good to see that they put like an actual parts list together if you basically want to build my car. And I looking this is that says that was a Traxxas based one, which yeah, it is true. It is a rear motor, or maybe it's a mid motor. Let's look at that again. Nope, that's a mid motor. Interesting. I don't know. I have to look through this a little bit closer. But 10 passes in a row were all personal bests, and he ended the day #1 on the local list. So way to go, Rick. Keep on tearing it up, baby. But a lot of people are running the Castle Power. I mean, you know, look at this stuff. 1746 at 83 miles per hour. 175, I think that says 85 miles per hour. It's just going to be amazing. I am so excited to get my Castle out there with this R1 and get it going. I honestly was kind of like on the fence with the 1412. You know, it wasn't producing, but I saw everybody else doing this stuff. And then we heard the whole term Castle Works, and I really didn't understand it until I got the R1 system. And I don't really know what they're doing, but I've seen myself, Midwest RC, a couple of his buddies, and a few of my buddies back home all convert to R1, and all of us within 2 or 3 days are at personal best, whether that be using the Castle motor or using the R1 motor or any regular 3-turn motor that they have. So something definitely is happening under the hood with this stuff. None of us have really had any issues with them. There's been no popping or anything. I've pulled like 450 amps like crazy. I'm working out a way to get my ET and my mile per hour. You know, I'm able to get pretty much about the same times by using a combination of boost and turbo. More turbo than boost usually gives me up to 80 miles per hour, and around a 2.05, and more boost and less turbo will usually give me around 75 miles per hour and give me, you know, 1.9 something on the GNSS. So there's different ways to do that. It's just going to be super fun to like find the actual combination and get everything going. So just need these pinion gears to get here, and we are going to be out there hopefully this weekend running this dog. I did swap over the wires on everything to 10 gauge, and I didn't really notice that much of a difference. It's not like things just all of a sudden improved, but it's done. And believe it or not, this is actually 12 gauge wire that comes on the Castle. It seems a lot thicker, but no, it's 10 gauge. It's a 12 gauge wire. So it's going to be an upgrade for that as well. Little post I did on the 5-star group about my personal best. Those were last week, and I actually did beat that right last night. On the GNS, I ran the 196 at 76 miles per hour. So hey, how about me? I bested my best. How about that? See, telling you guys, this stuff is just, something's going on. It's crazy stuff with this R1. McLean is bringing out some big old hard pack batteries. That's pretty interesting, especially with Mark Vyne's comments saying about how the 4-pole things could kind of change things and get rid of the need for like the large battery and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure how much I agree with that. There must be a secret to doing all of that tuning. From what I have seen from people that I know personally that have been trying out this combo, they're getting some pretty hefty voltage drops and stuff as well, using pretty much the same gearing. I think it's a known factor to just go with 8129 and just rip it and see what happens. So, you know, we'll see what happens. I mean, I still think we're going to need some kind of big battery, but you know, who knows? We'll see. So, Nick Bell did a post, talking about how he really, as far as what he could tell, changing out bearings and doing things and everything with the actual 1412, that he was only able to gain a minimal amount of RPMs on it. So He said he was going to keep on working on it and everything like that, and see if he could pull anything out of it. But he basically gave the Castle motor his thumbs up and stamp of approval, and he's ready to go and sell those. Do I think everybody should just ditch what they got for this? No, of course not. I think the most important purchase you can make in your NPRC is going to be the Sanwa M17. Highly debatable, but before you buy any motors or anything else, nothing is gonna make you faster than having that radio. I know I said in my one video that the actual R1 system kind of diminished the what you can actually do with the M17. It just took away a couple of the features, not all of them. The features that it still does are still super important. The way that it actually mimics and ramps power is still super important. So don't think that you do not need to get that kind of radio. They're $600. People say they're $700. Comes with a receiver. Think about it. Don't go out and blow $300 on an ESC or $500 on a motor ESC combo until you get one of those. Then you'll be in the house. Oh my gosh, these notifications drive me crazy. As we scroll down through here, there is just races that are being just put up all over the place. There's an ad that my buddy Tim posted for Barth Racing Concepts. Definitely check him out for all of your like cool little gadget needs. Your power switches for your R1, your actual tire gluing service if you want to buy stuff that's glued, built in, all that kind of stuff. If you want to try your own hand at it, he does sell this awesome ultimate tire gluing jig, which is just an amazing thing to help put equal pressure on everything so you can glue your tires up a lot easier. So I'm wanting to do a video demonstration on this, but if you go to barthracingconcepts.com, you will be able to see actually that he's got some videos on there and shows you how to use this. And while you're on there picking that up, don't forget to pick up a couple little items else that he has on there that you could always add to your bench and your stash, because we know that shipping is crazy right now. So let him stuff that box full. We're looking at what else we got. Voodoos still for sale. Looks like there's plenty of Voodoos out there. I haven't looked at the prices. Look like they're not what they were. Believe you can get a set of Voodoos anywhere between 80 and like $100 right now, so that's not too bad. We've got new chassis that are coming out. We've got people selling their R1 3 turns with the 13.5mm rotors. I wonder why they're selling that. Could it be so they can replace it with this right here? Possibly. Sounds like this whole video is basically turned into talking about this motor, but this one thing, that Mark Vyne post literally has drove all of the attention on the online medias here for the entire week. They were even talking about it today on the Desert Hobbies Live, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see, the pressure is on. If somebody doesn't perform that has that kind of combination and the R1 team comes in and just kicks everybody's ass again, or maybe even the McLaren team does, whoa, what's going to happen, man? Things are going to get super crazy. I'm excited about it. I know a lot of you are excited about it. I know some of you could care less what happens, but I plan on checking out the live stream, watching all the racing, seeing what's happening. Hopefully we got some good coverage, some good camera angles, not just a couple. Like, hopefully we got people in the pits talking to people. I know the race programs, when you go to races, you get in this zone. Like, even myself, I didn't get to cover and like record and all the stuff that I wanted to do. Heck, I haven't even been doing a good enough job of it outside, just because I've been so focused on trying to get things going fast and getting prepped and ready for the SummerSlam coming up in a couple weeks. You feel like your back's up against the wall, and that I needed to deliver for you guys, so that way I can pass on the knowledge and everything that you all need to be successful. But heck, 90% of you guys are faster than old Durkee and 40 RC now anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So we will talk to you guys on the next video. Maybe there'll be one before Memorial Day, but if not, have a good holiday weekend. If you get all that extra time off, enjoy the time with your loved ones, cherish them deeply, and your cats and dogs, whatever, wherever she, right there. She's always by my side. So we'll see you guys later.